No, my bad, y'all. Oh, damn. That was me responding to Cairo.
All right. Who is Z Dust?
What's up, y'all?
What's good? What's good? Yeah,
My God.
another episode. All right, I was just responding to Cairo. All right, let me get back. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got that out the way. All right, oh, there we go. All right, let's see who in the comment section.
Nobody yet.
All right. Yeah. So what's going on? SG. There go SG just joined us.
Which one of them men in the photo is him?
Neither one. That's 50 and the dude from his spinoff.
Oh, look at me. I wouldn't even know. I thought that was a family photo.
Nah, that's fifth. And I forgot the young actor name. War with Iran, economic collapse, and the next. Ooh, wait, yeah, he caught me off guard with that one. The next pandemic. What are they
What
preparing us
happened?
for?
Um,
We got SG, the moderator, in the house. Yeah. What's the pre-chat before we get things popping? Anybody got any pre-chat, pre-topic thoughts?
mm-mm.
All right, so yeah, some of the stuff I was gonna run by you yesterday, what I was talking about, is some we're gonna talk about it kind of towards the last topic, but
All right.
with the recession slash pandemic like situation going on. But
Uh-huh.
also, I don't know why the niggas arguing in the Discord.
I see
I
that.
haven't paid
Hello,
attention
Rich.
to and there's been going on in there. All I know is I see them niggas going at it.
Y'all got a real community going on. Brother, what up, brother Rich? Little Rich. Rich said they in there cutting up in the Discord.
And I have no idea what's going on. Bro, they be talking a lot in that motherfucker. I don't go back and read all that shit. But so but yeah, another thing that I was gonna follow up with you about was remember, Maverick approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they recently had the woman from, the woman who created the Matrix. They just had her on there.
Oh, that's dope.
It
Yes,
was, it,
Sophia.
yeah, it was a crazy interview, though, bro.
Mm.
It was very crazy.
In a
If
good
it,
way or bad
no,
way?
in a bad way.
I got an idea, but I want to hear you out. I kind of got an idea of why it went crazy.
Like I don't want to talk about it too much because it's gonna overwhelm this, but
Oh,
that's
all
a
right.
big part of what I want to cover.
All right. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what happened with that. They said they had a big guest coming on. So one thing I will say real quick, I love how in our community we've pretty much turned the podcast talk shows into the circuit. So people like that they would usually go to the broadcast talk shows, and I don't want to promote any of them, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to name. They already got enough fame. I don't want to. But so now I appreciate them coming to the platforms like this and other platforms. I think that's very therapeutic, and it connects the content creators that's working their way up to the people who already have status, and for them to come to those platforms, good or bad, better or worse, I think is good for our community. Yeah. So instead of them craving the late night talk shows and all that stuff, they're like, how come, let's just go. Well, back in the day, they would call it the chitlin circuit. Let's just hit the chitlin circuit of podcast talk shows. And if we keep doing our thing, it's only a matter of time before we start getting guests like that. Come on.
Right. Yeah, we'll chop it up about it after this. But it was very interesting.
Yeah, she's very interesting. Like you say, we'll wait, but I can't wait to hear how that turned out. Because she sort of got. I will wait. We'll wait. Yeah, I've seen quite a few interviews. She's deep. She's super deep.
But them niggas are like very informative, intellectually deep brothers themselves. And
absolutely,
I'm gonna say this: they got her. They got her mad.
That's what I was thinking, Jamie. But I had to hold. I figured that. So you've already answered that question. I said that probably when I asked you if it went crazy in a good way or a bad way, and you said bad, that was my assumption. Yeah. I will go ahead and say this. That's crazy that I'm hesitant to say it, but some of the interviews I've seen with her, she's somewhat, I got to use this word, Solo, she somewhat has a condescending spirit. And I don't know if that had anything, huh?
Who are you talking about?
The lady who created the Matrix and Terminator and all that. So it's a way to handle people, even if you know or believe you're smarter than the person. As our late great icon Maya Angelou taught us, people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And I would like to apply that to some of the interviews I've seen with her with us. It's usually in our community where she'll kind of speak to the host a certain type of way. Am I on the
exactly? So
that's what it was.
Very much so. Like
I kind of figured that.
I hate that. Maverick, for the most part, you've seen a lot of his stuff. Maverick, for the most part, was very respectful.
Yeah,
he was trying to be nice to her, but like she kept cutting him off. Like every time he was trying to say something, she kept cutting him off.
I called it.
Every time he said something, she was trying to act as if he didn't know what he was talking about.
Yep. I just said it, Solo. Keep going, Jamie. I knew that's what it was, bro. Go ahead.
And then basically, Maverick, he was bringing his receipts to prove what he was saying. She didn't have any. All she was didn't have any. What would the judge say? What would the judge say? And like she kept on deflecting and basically gaslighting because he pretty much showed her up because she didn't know that he was that damn intelligent. And
she should have did her homework. And I'm doing my best to be respectful because she is an elder. But hey, it is disrespect. Hey, you know what I mean? Go ahead, James. My bad.
So and it got to the point that she started getting so mad, was trying to go out. She started trying to throw stuff down and stuff. And it was so sad because Mary was like, it's unfortunate because with Black people, we stay dealing with this.
Yep.
And from my experience, I don't watch them enough. We don't have a lot of different individuals on them, different ethnic groups. That stuff has never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very unfortunate. The moment I see a sighting of a Black sister, that shit happens. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna close it, and we'll talk about it more later.
All right.
After you got done with that shit, you will question whether or not she even wrote The Matrix. I'm gonna tell you that.
That says a lot, Jamie. And I respect you as a thinker too. So for you to say that, and that's the takeaway you got from it, bro. Just I know we're gonna get to it later, but
when you watch it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Bro, yo, salute the Maverick. Salute the Maverick. I hope you can see if you get to see this Mav. Jamie put you on my radar, and every time I check out y'all podcast, bro, you kind of remind me of myself. We're logical, scientific thinkers. You know, we come with receipts. We don't go that. We don't. When you won me over with this, bro, when you would reel in the conspiracy theories with logic, you would ask basic. I'm gonna give you an example. When you spoke on the Giants walking through Bayside, Miami, and you was like you psychologically asked the question instead of making a statement. You said, how much is Bayside, Miami under surveillance? And whoever you said that to, they got real quiet because they knew where you was going with that. And you basically were saying, and look, I'm from that part of the country. So Miami, just like LA, is very advanced. You know, so that was a great question to ask. It's heavily under surveillance. So you mean to tell me that we don't have different angles of these quote unquote giants walking through Bayside, Miami? And that's when he kind of won me over. Like, okay, that brother is a logical thinker. He needs logic. Before you sway him one way or the other, present him with the logic. So that's it.
Yeah.
What up, Talia?
But yeah, so moving along.
No, not my bad. Let me get one more thought out, Jamie. I knew that's what I just got to get this out, bro. I knew that's what it was because I seen her on other platforms. It's sort of discouraging me. Like, I can't speak for your platform because you're the boss of this, but it would discourage if you blessed me with the spinoff idea, and I would be hesitant if someone called me and say, "Hey, are you open to bringing her on the platform?" To avoid having that experience Maverick them just had, I probably would turn it down, bro, because I don't like.
I probably would too, bro. After what I just saw, I probably would too.
And you want the traction, you want the exposure, but if it comes at that expense, and I remember that brother saying, "Hey, we got a big guest coming on." We was at the podcast studio when he said that, and I was excited for them, and to hear that's how it went. It kind of turns me off about her. Like, yeah, I don't know if I would want her. No, I don't just like, yeah.
Because she tried to, see, this is the thing. She tried to undermine him. And she tried to push it off as if, oh, you don't have the experience. Oh, you're a baby. You don't know how this industry works. Mm-hmm.
That's how she talked, yeah.
She didn't do her homework. Maverick has been a child actor since he was 4 years old. He's now 41. He was at the top of the list. Like, he was signed, I think he was signed by CAA at one point.
Wow, that's big.
He knows all about this shit. So he's like, no, I know exactly how it works. I've been doing it my entire life. From LA. You moved to LA to do this. I'm from here. I know where, I know how it works. So you're not gonna lowball me like that. Like, I don't know.
Straight up. Salute, Mav. Wow, James. Salute, brother.
Cooked, bro. She was trying to constantly do some stuff.
That's that. I hate to say it, and I'm gonna say this from my heart with love. Damn, Solo. I'm hesitant to say it again, but that's that New York shit, my nigga. Fuck it. That's why we took over hip hop the way we did, because our family. Now I'm going to embrace them as our family, but that New York state of mind where everybody else slow and stupid, including our West Coast family. Like, yeah, my nigga, we don't be with that shit, dog. Y'all are family members. Y'all the motherfuckers that moved up there and thought y'all was better than us. And some of that shit still carries on to where, when they speak, just shut the fuck up and let them say what they got to say. Nah, this is different. When that internet came out, that internet killed all that shit. That internet squashed all that imperial, that New York state of mind. And I love my family up there. I love Harlem and all that, but we need to call it what it is. And that's why when hip hop hit the South and when it hit the West Coast, y'all ain't got it back yet. And I'm telling you, it's because of that mindset. Carry on. Thanks for letting me get that.
All it was, New York. New York was a big city, so everybody knew of New York. So it's easier to get, discovered if you're living in New York, because that's where it was. The same could be said in LA. But like once the internet was introduced, now a microfine glass is on the South. Now it's on, certain parts of Midwest and stuff like that. Now they have the opportunity to show you. Now we got talent like that too. We just didn't have them opportunities.
We didn't have the opportunity. Though you know how arrogant it is. Just look at the map of the United States, and you got the northeast corner of the map of the United States. You know how arrogant it is to ignore how big the South is, bro.
Yeah.
So if you from New York, you're gonna ignore how many states we got in the South, Solo? About 13. So you just gonna write all
big
those
ass states at that, not small ones.
Yeah.
Big.
And as a hip hop kid, I'm telling you, that's why when the South got that shit, we held on to it so strong. Still to this day. That's why Atlanta became the new cultural hub of hip hop, because we understood, like our icon said, Maya Angelou, people, you might forget what a person said, you would never forget how people made you feel. And our folks, and see, the West Coast didn't really do our Southerners like that. They'll slide in a little country bumpkin here and there, but people like Snoop, like, nah, man, my folks from Mississippi. They didn't do us like that. New York was nasty with that shit, homie. I'm old enough to remember that. And that's why we held on to it the way we did. I know it's a few of our people in the chat that's from up that way. I just got to keep it real. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to offend nobody. If the truth offend you, it is what it is. But that's it, bro. Thanks for letting me get that out. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this war that's going on between America and Iran, right? So as we know, the war has been ongoing, it's escalating, even though I remember you saying that, it's technically not a war since Congress is not involved.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. They're going back and forth and stuff like that. Pretty much that shit is going. So remember I told you when I seen some of the things going on, I was like, I don't know, Trump could be making a fatal mistake. Remember I said that?
You did.
And it's starting to look like it's exactly what I feared. Well, I wouldn't say fear because I'm going to be good regardless. I've been already preparing on how to capitalize on this shit. But like I said, Iran doesn't have to win from a military standpoint. All they got to do is hold their ground. Remember I was saying, and that's
absolutely. I just didn't want to cut you off. You've been saying, bro. You know I'm with you when you write, bro. I don't be sitting for solo when you write.
I'm with you. I get brought up in that conversation.
That's one of my favorite phrases. So go ahead, Jamie. But I hope Jamie acknowledged that I don't simp for solo when Jamie on point, and you've been saying that, bro.
So what's going on with that is basically Iran. Hey, so to Solo's point, what was that, Wednesday? They have destroyed a lot of military bases of the states. That has been happening. And it's basically it's starting to make the United States look like they're vulnerable, which I was saying could happen. All you got to do with a bully is put up a fight. If you put up a fight, the rest of the people that's been also looking at you like this godlike figure will start to look at you like, oh, I don't know. You look like Hercules for a second. Now I'm starting to think, I got a shot at this shit, nigga. I don't know. Maybe if I help Craig with Debo, out of here. That's how they're starting to look at it. Because look, America was in charge of protecting all of basically the world for the world. But the Middle East for sure.
Use the Craig example. Go ahead, Jay.
They're looking at it like, look, America has allowed Iran to bomb shit in our countries and stuff like, bro, we ain't even got involved with this shit. Why the fuck are we getting bombed? So now they're starting to side eye us like, God damn. So America, you got this shit under control? Trump, you said 4 days. This shit's still going on. That's what's happening right now. So Iran, and then here's another thing. Iran was prepared. But this war reminds me a whole lot of the Vietnam War. Folks don't talk about it, but technically the United States lost the Vietnam War.
I've always heard that.
We had to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing looks like it's happening right now with Iran. And what's the other thing that they have in common? with the Vietnam War and now Iran. We are invading. So they have the advantage by knowing the landscape. They got all kinds of caves and a lot of underground bunkers and shelter that they're going. They got underground cities, nigga.
Wow.
Yes, Iran has underground cities.
Wow. Didn't know that. Wow.
So they're prepared. They're like, hey, we can hold off. We ain't worried about it. You go ahead. I mean, this sucks that y'all doing this like that, but we're gonna hold off. We're gonna hit y'all where it hurts. Where does it hurt with us? Our fucking pockets.
Yep.
Because look at how many countries and stuff like that is dependent on Iran as far as oil supply. Many of the countries, including China. And now is another motherfucker that's really happy at this point that this is happening. Because I told you the other world leaders are closely observing all the stuff that's happening with America. They see that we can't fucking get along, that the Democrats are always trying to go against the Republicans. The Republicans are always trying to go against the Democrats. They see that shit. So they're like, hey, look at them motherfuckers. They're going to destroy themselves. And we're just going to come in, deliver the final blow, and get rid of them. That's what the mentality they have. So Russia, like Solo mentioned this briefly before we went live, Russia has a large supply of oil themselves, and they're the biggest ones in Europe. Now, with what's going on with Iran, Venezuela are already off the table because of what Trump did. They're basically are forced to have to play ball with Putin. That's what's happening with them. So think about this. I told you China and Russia at some point. I've been saying this shit. I swear to God, I've been saying this shit for over a decade. It's going to come a time where China and Russia are going to come together. And they're going to align together on a common enemy. That common enemy is us. So now that they got that oil and stuff like that, China needs it from someone. Russia has it. So that opens up the table for a potential alliance between them. And like I said, from a bio standpoint, you know, China can hit us with that. So Iran hitting us economically, China hitting us from a a cyber attack level type shit, and then Iran just holding their ground and stuff like that, bro. We're very vulnerable at this point. It's not good for us at all.
I'm processing, bro. You on the stove right now. You cooking, as you say. And I'm processing the information you putting out there. And you've been saying it, to your credit.
And that's going to lead to our next topic. But I want to give Sola, I know she got a lot to say on this. I would love her to go ahead and jump in.
Why I gotta have a lot to say?
I mean, you always do. So why wouldn't you now? What difference now?
I mean, I feel like this was all I don't think this was playing well to begin with. I think this is something that they did on a whim. I don't think that they were planning to actually go to a full-on war with Iran. And I also don't think they had clear objectives on what they plan to achieve when they went in there and how they plan to achieve it. They've changed the strategy a few times. That tells me that shit ain't going the way they expected it to go, and they wasn't ready for what Iran had prepared. But my issue is that the United States let Israel drag them into this war, and now they're fighting. Now they're going to be fighting, and now Trump is going to have to do the walk of shame back to the American people and explain to them why we went to this war without any type of approval, which isn't really a good argument because apparently all the last 5 presidents have been going to war without Congress approval. That's just not something that anytime you say, oh, Trump didn't get approval for this, they're gonna say, oh, well, Obama didn't get approval for it either. So it's just like the last few presidents haven't gotten approval to go to war. They just go. But I guess for Trump is that I think nowadays a lot of Americans are looking at Americans' international policy. And I think that started under Biden when he was giving Israel all those weapons for Gaza and he was giving Ukraine all those weapons. A lot of people were struggling under Biden and they couldn't understand why the Democrats, who were supposed to be sort of for the people, were funding this war. And I think that now Americans are paying attention to what's going on outside of America and what America is doing. So Trump, he started out hot. He in January, he kidnapped Venezuela's president. Then he threatened Greenland. And now he's actually going to war with Iran, which is a direct opposite of what it is that he said during his campaign, that he wasn't going to start any more wars. And that's why people are starting to look at Israel and saying, Israel, did you force Trump to make us fight Iran? And then, as you see, all of his staff members like Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth, they are coming by. They're coming out and they're all giving us different stories because they wasn't prepared for this war. This wasn't something that they prepared to do, and they're all over the place. America is losing, and the reason why
Oh
is because
snap!
they did not have a clear objective on what it is that they wanted to do a regime change. That's basically saying, okay, we want to kill all of your government,
Uh
all the
huh.
presidents, all
Uh
of
huh.
Congress, all the House, all the members the in the in the at the court, the Supreme Court. And then, I mean, they're going to figure it out. I think they're going to figure out if maybe, if like for example, if it was us, one of these state representatives, somebody from the state will stand up and be like, I will be the one responsible for the country. Or they may hold an election if they was to do some shit like that to us. And we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna put new people in to run the country. We're gonna vote on them, have a vote, and put them as the people running the government. When they went into Iran, I don't think they expected that, which is crazy because that's how their government is set up, where they have different people. You just don't kill the head of the party and then think that it's
It's
just
over.
going to follow back. No, they have a plan. They
Hmm.
have a constitution, something similar to ours on what they're supposed to do. So, um, and I mean, now he's threatening to commit ground troops. And so,
Which get
Americans are
their
telling
ass
me,
so
and they gonna lose. So you're basically sending them in to be captured and to get
Mm.
killed. And a lot of they're saying a lot of soldiers and a lot of our military don't have the will. They don't want to go fight this war because they don't see anything that we as Americans are benefiting from it. They think they're fighting another war for Israel, and
Yep.
so
Did you
it's a
see that?
war to commit.
Did you
I
see
know
that
you.
like a
Yep.
viral clip of a
The
Marine?
guy. Uh huh. I knew
You
you was
saw that?
going there. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Like
going.
that was
It's
crazy.
viral. Yeah, it's viral now.
He was strong as hell too. Strong
Yeah,
as
yeah,
hell.
he was. Yeah, I think it took for them to break his hand if that was a true report for
Yeah.
him to kind of yeah. Yeah, but that yeah,
Yeah,
and he was high ranking. You saw all the stuff on his shoulders,
mhm,
his stripes. He had plenty stripes, more
Yep.
stripes than the
mhm.
people that was trying to restrain him. Huh?
Yeah, but I think all of our military men understand it, and so and the United States is losing. I think they have censored what information we're able to get and what information we're not
Yeah,
able to get.
yeah,
For one thing, America only reports that 6 American soldiers have died. Iran, which I mean, I'm not saying that we just to believe them, but they are alleging that 500 Americans has died.
mm,
I
But
believe that 500 is right.
I think that I think that America doesn't. I think Trump is trying to save face now. I think that that's why he's censoring the media. Just like Israel, apparently you can't even record what's going on as far as like the damage they suffered, the missiles in Israel, or you're going to get 5 years in prison. That's why we don't know how bad it is. But they say that the interceptors in Israel aren't working. So Iran is just sending missiles over there unfazed, untouched. So Israel is probably gonna look like Gaza by the time they're done. And then they're not talking about ceasefiring. It's no negotiations about how this is gonna stop. I mean, usually it start and then you immediately start negotiating how you're gonna stop it. But there is no peace talk. So I don't know what's gonna stop Iran from going full blown because again, this is a war of survival for them. They're saying, hey, they're trying
yeah,
to wipe us off the planet. We have to fight to the
yeah.
death. And
Which is
for
To the
why
America,
death.
they
it's
gotta
like we
fight
want to stop
harder.
what you're doing.
and they're going to. That's the reason why. Remember when you asked us this? What was this, Wednesday or Sunday? You asked us this, Todd. You said, "Who do we think if we had to bet on it? Who do we think would win?" I said, "Well, if I had to lean on somewhere, I'm going to say Iran." And she makes a good point because they're fighting hard for something. We're fighting it because we kind of was just thrown into it.
Mm-hmm.
So someone who's fighting for, like, that's just like you fighting for the love of your life, opposed to somebody who just fighting because somebody tell you, "Hey, he talking about your mama, man." And you like, "Bro, I don't really care." "Man, you sure? You gonna let him just talk about your, that person that's fighting for the love of his life to live, opposed to somebody just going off some bullshit rumors, is gonna fight much harder." And that's basically what this is.
Mm.
So, and to keep in mind, Iran's military strength is strong. They're not strong.
One of the strongest. It's always been known as one of the strongholds of the Middle East.
Right.
Yeah. Even when Iraq was powerful, Iran was still, I think, allegedly more powerful than Iraq. And I'm saying before Saddam Hussein was taken down, Iran was still like the top dog of the Middle East.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it interesting. Yeah. To see them like, okay, show us how powerful you are, opposed to us hearing about it. And I guess it's fair to say that it is fair to say, because I just saw a clip last night where Trump said out his mouth, and I heard it with my ears, they're tough. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he definitely said they're tough. Like, they're tough. They don't want to just, they're not going to lay down.
That's what
said that.
That's where the problem lies, Solo, what you were saying. See, the problem is, like you say, it wasn't playing out well, yes. And the reason why it wasn't playing out well is because Trump was expecting them to lay over, just lay down like Venezuela did, like all the other places that he invaded did. But Iran, like, nah, we ain't no hoes. We don't get no fuck about y'all being the world superpower. You're going to have to show us you can
show us straight up.
And that's what bullies don't expect. When they've been bullying for so long, bro, they don't expect, you know what I'm saying, somebody to finally hit them in their mouth to the point that they feel it. They're like, "Damn, I ain't felt this in so long. I don't even know what that shit like." So that's basically what's happening with us. And back to the media part that she mentioned. She was saying, how it was reported that 5 soldiers, 5 or 6, you said 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
6. Okay, so 6 soldiers were, killed so far in the war from our side, but Iran is reporting 500. And I told you I probably would go with closer to what Iran is saying. But remember, Todd, I was telling you about how recently Paramount just bought Warner Brothers. Remember that?
Yep.
And I told you who's involved with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers comes from CNN, MSNBC, and all of those major news reporting outlets, right? So the problem is Trump is good friends with the owner of Paramount. They're really good friends. So those CNN reports that you used to see, they used to always clown Trump, talk down about him. Even when he's right, they'll lie like he's wrong. All of that, that's going to change. So now you're going to start to see all reports reporting saying, "Oh yeah, Trump's doing this, he's doing a good job. Trump did this, that, yada, yada, yada." That's what you're going to start to see. So the people that always just look at mainstream media, they're going to be getting falling for the okie doke because they don't know the shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was confirmed by somebody else who you was the first person to tell me that, and then somebody else, I can't remember who, and it's not important to, but they pretty much said the same thing you said about that. Paramount buying Warner Brothers, it leans towards Trump's favor.
Yeah. So Trump is going to gain control of the media now.
He got to get past this battle first before he can.
He need to get past this up and coming midterms election.
Ooh, and that's what, this year or next year?
This year.
Ah.
That's why they think I don't know. A part of me, Slick, think Trump said what you call them up for the kill, that Middle Eastern country that we can't talk about. Because, I mean, their missiles can't touch the United States. The only thing they can really do is maybe cause, they're causing damage, like, infrastructure and all of that. But, I mean, they're not going to hit one of our damn cities, but they can reach y'all.
Hey, remember I told you they got to go for something else to happen. Remember I told you that?
Yeah. And
Hey,
that's a clash of the titans. When I say clash of the titans,
John, Taj, you want war with them? I'll give you war with them. You're the one. You're the one. I mean,
so you making when it comes to the battle of wits between Trump and Netanyahu, it sound like, and I'm all ears. It sound like you, as of this conversation, Trump sort of has the upper hand. Is that what you?
Hell no! Trump didn't want to start it. He got pushed into starting it.
Right. I mean, but the point you're making, if I heard it correctly, is okay. Y'all wanted this war, so you're gonna take the damage with it. Like their missiles.
I think that's why he was willing to do it. I think that's why he was willing to do it.
Right, and that's a smart chess move. Look, I'm not the greatest chess player, but I know it exists. So if I'm just great at chess moves right now, that was smart on Trump's behalf to say, okay, y'all gonna take more damage than we take on the mainland. And from what reports are showing, they getting pounded, huh?
They getting pounded that they won't even show it. But we already know, because we already know that the interceptors that y'all got, y'all had, I think they had 11 or 12. I think they down to like 2. So like them missiles that's coming in from Iran is going straight into their country. Imagine some shit like that, y'all. Every time you look up, it's some boom. You sitting in the house waiting on the next.
I know somebody who dates a Jewish girl who has family over there, and they said exactly that. So I'm a step closer to actually hearing it from somebody, that knows somebody that's over there. They say that's exactly what it is. So they were pretty much watching missiles fly over their head.
Yeah. Over their head. And it's crazy that people be recording. I would be under my damn bed.
Well, they're used to it.
That's the like thing. They used to it.
Yeah, it's the same way we're used to the YNs. You know what I'm saying? The YGs. It's unfortunate, but we've been desensitized to them doing what they do. So they're pretty much used to that. That whole region of the world.
Because when I go home to Memphis and I hear gunshots, I don't even duck. I don't move. I just be like,
we're used to it. In most of our cities, we like that. But we're numb to when we hear stories of people getting hit and shot and none alive. We just, we numb to that at this point, and it don't mean that we okay with it. It's like, what happens in our family. If y'all not going to help us from the outside, then mind your business. That's Black America talking to the world. Like, hey, we know what's going on. We doing what we can do to try to get our children and sons and nephews and daughters in order. But, if y'all not going to send resources of help, if all y'all got is an opinion from outside our community, it's like a infighting within the family. That ain't nobody else's business on the block, is what I'm saying. That's kind of like how we operate, when it comes to that, But we used to.
And I think that's that is one of the things that I think other races, other groups of Black people could learn from, because I don't feel like in our spare time, like when we're just having conversations, we bring them up. I think that our conversations are usually about us and what we need to do, but then you have them, it's like you hear they talking about us and what the fuck we got going on.
Because we're the paraphrase quote of what I heard Jamie Brother say one time, we're the most interesting niggas on the planet. So of course, I'm not saying that from an arrogant perspective. I'm just saying it is what it is, and that's why they talk about us while we're pretty much talking about each other.
While we talk,
there's nobody else to compete with when it comes to us culturally and influentially. So
that's so true. Yeah, that's so true. Black Americans do not talk about other races of Black people. We're not talking about the Jamaicans. We're not talking about the
We
Haitians.
don't.
We're
That's
not talking.
true. We don't. I was
We
thinking
are
about
not talking about y'all ever
at all.
we
in
don't talk about
conversation.
y'all, bro.
At
We talk
all.
about each other, but we
We
don't
talk
talk
about
about y'all.
Ryan, we talking
each
about
other.
each other.
We see each other as competition more than we see any other group from the African diaspora. We see each other as competition. That nigga fresh as hell. He fly, whatever, cars, clothes, whatever the category is. We see each other as competition in those categories, not nobody else. Now, whether it's that good or bad, I'll let y'all decide that. But that's just the reality of how we do it.
To be honest, I think it's probably a double-headed sword because I mean we shouldn't. Our beef is not with them. They ain't. Our beef is not with them. Our beef is with what we got going on in America.
Right. And they've come here and sided with our oppressors. So that's why we sit on the sideline with the ICE raid deportations. Like, hey, y'all showed y'all hands, so don't ask us for help now. We would rather fight the enemy with our community alone, the way we've been doing the whole time, the whole 400 years, from whether you want to start at 1619. Let's start at 1619 because that's when the British Empire steps foot on this U.S. soil. 1492 was more Spain, the Spanish Empire. 1619 is when the British Empire arrives on what became U.S. soil. And then the mother country had issue with the child country, which is pretty much the United Kingdom of Great Britain versus what became the United States. So that's all British. That's all, English. I'll say English to be a catch-all phrase. That's the English Empire. That's who we fight. So anything else is a distraction. Any other Caribbean or African community really is a distraction from us, and this fight takes all the everything we got. So why be distracted? It's actually working in our favor to get them out the way because they're not fighting with us anyway. So we're gonna have to fight this enemy by ourselves. It's to our benefit to get you motherfuckers out the way, so we can focus fully on the enemy that's been oppressing us since 1619.
Completely agree.
You don't need your opinions, none of that. Just get out. If you're not going to voluntarily get out the way, then the powers that be are moving y'all out the way. And if you're wondering why we're sitting on the sideline, because we feel like y'all pretty much accepted their script anyway to work against us. You know what I'm saying? It's like if just narrow it down. Let's say you fighting a white person. And you got a Caribbean or African person just standing there watching you fight a white person. It's better if they're not even there. Because you fighting with all you got if they're not there. If they're there, you might be like if I'm fighting somebody, if Jamie's fighting somebody, Jamie, you can count on me to steal that person, especially if I see them getting the best of you. That's just how I grew up. So you can count on me to jump in.
But I'd rather do it by myself if you ain't gonna do it. If you ain't gonna
the same way.
That's the point. Right. If I got to do this whole fight, if Jamie's right there by the side and you see the person getting the best of me, I would rather you not even be there. But that ain't a good example using us because we're both Black Americans. What we're saying is if we're fighting white supremacy and our quote unquote or so-called Caribbean and African brothers just standing on it and damn near rooting for the white people to win, it's better for us to not even have them on the sideline. And that way we can, because if you want to fight the way, like y'all just said, hey, it's life or death. This fight is life or death. You gonna give it your all when you know it's just you. And when I say just you, that means just us, Black America, fighting the most powerful white supremacists in the history of the world. The Roman Empire is gone. So the most powerful white supremacist entity in the world.
That's what I'm telling them. Them motherfuckers about to rise up out of nowhere.
Who that?
The Roman Empire.
Well, that's who they pull their confidence from. You ever seen those three coins where it goes from the Greek, the Romans to the United States? That's pretty much what we're up against. And I'd rather say the English Empire than the United States because the United States is a system that's operated by people. And the people that's operating the system don't really care for our existence. You know what I'm saying? So if those people were to be moved out the way, who runs the United States now? You see what I'm saying?
They better choose us.
Solo, it ain't no choice. If we were to if we conquer white supremacy, that's why them getting rid of the bystanders works in our favor. Get rid of anybody who ain't at least rooting for us. And they're not. They want to replace us. Hey, we could be better niggas than the American niggas.
Mine. That's definitely what it is.
It's so crazy.
They're basically, since the Immigration Act of 1965, they all have been saying we will behave better than the American niggas. That's what their pledge is. Hey, you want we'll be docile for you guys. So I'm telling you, in my lifetime, this is the greatest case of karma I've ever seen. So now the same people they were saying, the same people who were saying, hey, we would be better behaved black people than the American niggas. Now they're being pushed out the country, and we're sitting back letting it happen because we're like, y'all motherfuckers weren't really in our corner anyway. So when it's us against the world and not each other, we're going, as you said, Jamie, we're going to fight stronger because we're not looking for no allies. Our only ally is the Most High. That's it. We're not looking down. I hope the Jamaicans help us. I hope the Haitians help us. I hope the Bahamians. No, it's us against the world and sometimes each other. And when we can stop fighting each other, it's us against the world.
That's what I would love to see, us change that mentality. It's us against the world, y'all. It's not us versus us. It ain't you versus your neighbor. It ain't your baby daddy, other girlfriend. That ain't your enemy. Your enemy is us versus the world.
Yeah.
Why y'all want to fight with each other? We all we got. Like my mama would say, my mama would say that to me and my sisters. Y'all all y'all got. I don't know why y'all be fighting. Y'all all y'all got.
That's real. Bless her heart for that. Bless her soul for saying that. And that's real spirit. And we can stretch that out to our community, correct? She said that to y'all as family, as daughters.
Yeah, as sisters. Like, when it, in your individual, you know what I'm saying? But if we as black people would look at each other, like, if I don't feed you, nobody else is going to feed you.
Right.
If I don't give you employment, nobody else is giving you employment. So I have to create that for us. We have to create this for us. Man, we will be unstoppable.
Crazy, bro. In the middle of us talking, I just got like some kind of report that's basically, now I got to check the credibility of this, obviously, but I just got it, just came in. But it's basically saying that China had sent a 055 destroyer over to the Iranian seas, basically to go over there. And it looks like to be in support of a trio of Russia, China, and Iran.
Well, China is already providing Iran with intelligence.
I was going to say, I was going to say weapons, but you said intelligence.
They doing both. I mean, they provided the weapons.
But this is, but my point of this is, like I told you, China was going to get involved with this shit because it makes the most sense for them. And Russia, like I just said earlier, obviously will too. Boy.
It seems like they're just being strategic about it.
No, I mean, I think they're doing just like America was doing with Ukraine. I think that they are giving giving Iran whatever it is that they need to support them, because China benefits from Iran being a country because they have oil contracts with Iran. So they want them to continue, but they're not going to go fight Iran's war. They may give them, all of that, like we do with Ukraine. Ukraine is a perfect example. There's no U.S. citizens fighting Ukraine's war, but we are giving them intelligence and weapons and stuff like that. I think the only thing that's going to bring China and Russia into this war is if Europe join this war, which is they're claiming they're going to do, but I don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Like, I thought,
is it true?
Military.
Is it true that Iran struck Britain already? United Kingdom, the Great Britain?
They have every right to strike them, given that the UK have allowed the US to refill at their dock and get more weapons and all of that, and now they're on their way back. So essentially, you're aiding and abetting them. Yeah. So I have every right to hit to hit you. Did you? I saw somebody say something about the leader who got killed in Iran, and they said that, and I think it was one of their leaders. They said that he could have went to Moscow because they were trying to kill him. So that he said he could have went to Russia, and I thought to myself, they wouldn't have dared came into Russia trying to kill him. But they said he wanted to die a martyr. And that's what the United States did.
That makes people fight harder.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
they said
get
he was
that.
dying anyway and all of that.
Yeah.
So
And the dude was what, 80, almost 90 years old. So he's like, hey, I've lived my life. And that's a hell of a sacrifice, though. He's saying, hey, if I just stick with my people, and he knew they was gonna hit him, it's probably motivation for his people to fight harder. That's just me putting common sense dots together. Well, now I won't call that common sense, but that makes sense to me that, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I've lived my full life, 80 something years old. But my sacrifice is to motivate you guys to fight harder.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is that, according to my podcasters, I don't know a lot about Muslim, like Islamic religion, but they say that the type of Muslim he is, they believe in martyrdom. So it's kind of like he said that one of the things he said to the people around him was that if my people don't have a place to run from a strike, then I'm not going to go to Russia. That's why he decided not to go to Russia. I was thinking to myself, the United States would have been mad as hell because they wouldn't have dared when in Russia they would have dared, Israel wouldn't have dared sent a missile into Russia to kill him.
Right.
He would have been completely safe.
Yeah.
In Russia, they wouldn't have dared.
But what good can he do his people from Russia? And how much respect you think his people gonna have if they find out that's what he did? Like, okay, that's messed up. You got somewhere to go, and we don't.
Right.
And he said that. So
right. But also, the other thing is that, damn, I think I didn't forget. Never mind.
What else, Steve? Real quick, I see Steve Harris in the comment section, and
they're not afraid to die. The Muslims in their religion, they think that is sort of freeing, according to these people. Now, these people are just, they're not scared. They're not scared to die. So this will be interesting.
Oh yeah, and I would like to say to my people, Black Americans in the United States, we need each other, and let's get our houses in order. Let's do our best to get our situations in order. Like I heard my brother Jamie say, let's take care of our family first, the best we can. We know family issues and dramas occur as well, and then after family is friends, but as a community, we need each other more than ever. And it's time for us to stand on business and get our houses in order. Because in the event that somebody needs to step up, rightfully so, it's us. And if we're not organized to step up, then we miss the opportunity. So we're doing our part, Black Cat, UAN.
Yeah, Taj, you just don't understand how bad I would want us to have like Black Wall Street right now.
And we could do it. We could do it as a psychology more than a geography. So Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was a geographical location. I think the new Black, and thanks for saying that because you're giving me a chance to share this idea. I think the new Black Wall Street should be more mental. Where it ain't a place they can bomb. It's a psychology of us just. That's why I wanted the Harriet Tubman 20 to come out so bad, because it would have been so easy for us to just say, hey, everybody spend a 20 with your own people. Because every time you see one, you could think of us. When you see Harriet face on that 20, spend it with the people who look like Harriet. You know what I mean? So, and that Black,
Go ahead.
That's it. I was just gonna say that's the Black Wall Street psychology, opposed to Black Wall Street being rebuilt as a location.
But I want it to be a place, but we need to provide certain services that I think every Black community needs, though. Maybe they don't have to be on the same street. This can be on one part of town. This can be on the other. It don't have to be on the same street. It don't have to necessarily be called that. But if you go to this hospital, this is for This is owned by black people, financed by black people. Everyone in there is going to be black. All your doctors going to be black, and you can come there and get whatever you need. If this is a bank, this is owned by black people, ran by black people, hired by black people. If you need a loan, you can go there. It don't necessarily have to be on the same street. It can be across town. But as long as the resource is available to us in the cities where we are.
That's the key. So that's almost the same thing. Like you said, it don't have to be on the same street. It could be in different spots, because when it's in a concentrated location, it's easier to attack it. But when it's spread out, you have to hit different locations. You know what I'm saying?
For them to bomb it nowadays is crazy goddamn work.
And it would take more strikes for them to bomb Black Wall Street today if it's in different cities and different locations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if we tried to rebuild Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the same thing, history can repeat itself. But if we do it from a psychological approach where, hey, no, just stretch this shit out all across the country. Hey, when you go to Durham, North Carolina, here's the Black Wall Street directory. When you go to Memphis, Tennessee, here's the Black Wall Street directory. When you go to Hollywood, Florida, here's the Black Wall Street directory. That's the cycle. And it's still locations, but it's just all spread it out. How do you take that down? And that's the case all across the country. It's hard to take that down when you got all these different spots to hit.
You know, I get that argument. I just think for them to do that now is crazy work. I mean, literally, I think that we as a people would have to then go to, I think that we could go to the United Nations right now and say, and claim that we've been oppressed in any kind of way. I'm not going to go there because, you know, people come up missing when they talk about that. But I mean, if we were to do that until 2027 and they bomb it in 2028, I mean, we should go right to the court and get these motherfuckers locked up for real.
Let me ask you this, Solo. Who set up the ICJ?
I mean, but that, I mean,
for those who don't know, the ICJ is the International Court of Justice so I probably should have asked the question this way. Who set up, and I know it's a rhetorical question, who set up the UN?
I think we set up the UN.
We did. It ain't
so we've withdrawn out of it now. That's why they call United States as a rogue state. Because but then they would have to, if it was the US, we would have our own military.
So
we don't need nobody to come save us. We could save our motherfucking selves.
Right. And so the US is above the UN. And to share some experience with you, in the reparations movement, the ICJ, this is how I'm even familiar with the three letters ICJ. In International Court of Justice, they sided with the reparation movement in the United States. But do you think the US care about that? So I could share. Exactly. So why would they care about us going to them saying, hey, that's what Malcolm was preparing to do. Malcolm was getting ready to lift civil rights up to human rights. So he was going to go to the United Nations as well. They got rid of him before he can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but ultimately what we would be essentially asking for, because the United States isn't going to comply with them, we would be essentially asking for them to, I don't want to say that.
So let me share my wisdom comes from experience. So let me share the experiences I've been through with the reparations movement. Shout out to Camilla Moore. Who was the former chair lady of the reparations task force. Her and many, it's so many to name, but I'll start with her. They took our case for reparations to the United Nations. The United Nations agreed with the reparations movement, and the US still didn't care. So I'm sharing that with you to say that the US is above the UN. So I'm giving you a true to life example of us going to the UN, getting the UN literally said they're justified. Here's the standards. That's what we get. It's like 5 things that comes directly from the UN. One of the things I remember clearly is the guarantee of non-repetition. I can remember that straight off memory. I can't remember the other 4. It's in my notes somewhere. But the main point I'm making, Solo, is that's an example of us going to the UN, this is the most important part right here, getting the UN to agree with our movement, and the US still could care less. Like, okay, the U.S. is basically saying we set up the UN. How the court that we set up gonna judge us? That's pretty much the U.S. attitude. The U.S. is like, nigga, we set y'all up. How the hell y'all don't judge us? Y'all judge everybody else. You don't judge the motherfucker who set you up. That's the U.S. attitude towards the UN. That makes sense, right? I mean, it don't morally make sense, but that's how it happened. After World War II, the U.S. set up the UN, and the UN governs every other nation that's a part of it except the U.S. Why? Because the U.S. set up the UN. It's like me setting up a house and I appoint somebody over the house. The person who I appoint to be over the house don't really have much say so to me. Nigga, I set up the house. I take this motherfucker down. That's the attitude the U.S. takes towards the UN. And that's just a harsh reality. Listen, if I didn't have the experience, I wouldn't say it. When I saw that shit, when I saw that the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, is still documented. It's in somebody's notes right now. They fully 100% agree with I'm going to be specific, with the LA, well, I'm going to say the California reparations movement. Because that's who did it. The reparation advocates in California took the case to the UN. The ICJ agreed with the California advocates for reparations, and it didn't budge the US. It didn't make them care one way or the other. So I'm only using that to say it's only so much power the UN carries when it comes to the US. That's it. I'm not mad or upset. What up, SG? See what y'all got going on. Y'all not tired of going back and forth? Yeah, that's Leah. Y'all been at it for weeks. So she talking about DB. They thrill and feel off that, Leah. But thanks for putting that comment.
Yeah. Yo, Marcus, it is kind of suspicious that now that you in here, the troll not in here. I'm just saying. Right. It's just very convenient.
Yeah, and he was going off on you about that earlier, but it wasn't worth reading.
Ever since I said that, he been throwing smoke.
And that's a giveaway. That's a dead giveaway.
He used to Bradford used to been cool with me. He never wrote nothing crazy, but ever since I said I think DeMarcus, him and DeMarcus be throwing shots.
Yep. After that, no, you're right. I caught that. You know we got you though. I did catch that.
Yeah. It's okay. So I just can't wait till Trump come back doing his walk of shame. I want to know what he gonna say to explain this to the American people. Why we just spent all this money on military weapons.
I just noticed I was on mute. I'm tripping.
What?
I just noticed I was on mute.
I saw that.
But I was agreeing with you, basically. I was saying he's never going to admit that shit. He's going to, brush it on something else. And he's going to – hold on. What was the last point you just made? My bad. Go ahead.
Me or Solo?
I don't remember.
Her.
Okay.
I don't remember.
My bad if I made you lose your thought. But I was just – pretty much just backing up what you're saying that he's not gonna admit to that shit. You know the type of person he is. Right. He's gonna find a way to say it was something else.
Yeah.
So who gonna rebuild that Middle Eastern country that we don't talk about?
To your point, Solo, I think that was strategic on Trump's behalf, and he did that last year when he allowed them to get pounded. Because to answer your question straight up, the U.S. taxpayers, and this is why I tell y'all, if we look at it, I know it's not technically officially the 51st state of America, but that's pretty much what it is. It's the 51st state of the U.S. And so when you ask who's going to rebuild it, our tax dollars are going to be. Who else are they getting financial support from? So
which is why taxes need to go, and we need to just throw that shit away.
That too. What y'all think about Iran threatening to strike the Dimona nuclear reactor? And that's where the Judah Hebrew Israelites, the Black Americans who moved there, they live around the Dimona nuclear reactor. So
that's where Israel put them? Next to a nuclear weapon?
That's exactly.
I actually seen something about that. Hold on.
So the Black Americans who did their righteous return to Israel as Judah Hebrew Israelites lived right around the Mona nuclear reactor, and Iran allegedly threatened to strike that if things got it was if I remember it correctly, they were saying that if they hit the Dome of the Rock, I could be off a little bit. No, it ain't the Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock is in Saudi Arabia. They said it's a highly revered Muslim mosque in Jerusalem that's on the Temple Mount. That they were saying that that state we can't talk about was going to strike that and try to write it off as friendly fire. And Iran was saying if they did that, they was going to strike the Dimona nuclear reactor. I could be off a little bit, but that's pretty much.
Damn, what we do?
Well, yeah, we would just be collateral damage at that point. It's not like they intentionally, because they didn't put us there. They didn't put our community around the nuclear reactor. You know, the people who we can't talk about did that. So when we did our righteous return, which is called Making Aliyah, named after one of our most popular R&B singers. Making Aliyah is when the Jew diaspora returns to the Holy Land of Israel. When Black Americans did that and went back, they have a community called the Judah Hebrew Israelites, and they put them right around the nuclear reactor. Shout out to Scotty Boy. Stole our land and stole our identity, so you already know what time it is. Scotty Boy also, see, I see you. Yeah, you on point, Scotty. I see you. Yeah. One of those jets that got shot down cost enough food to feed 100,000 U.S. citizens. Shout out the hooded one, 8547.
Yes, because the stuff that Iran is fighting them with cost them 20, 30, 50,000. That shit costs us. We send up interceptors that's like $1 million, and now you got to put up 2 or 3 of them just to block the drone that cost them 50,000. So we're definitely losing the money game. Our weapons are way more expensive than what Iran is fighting with. So we're definitely losing. And guess who's gonna have to replace all that military equipment? Us.
All right, though. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next one. Basically, the way things is going. And Charles, you remember when we was in the he's actually loading right now. I don't know if you can hear me. But anyways, when I was I don't know if it was last time I was around there or the time before that. But anyways, I talked about I was saying I would be all for another pandemic-like situation, and explain what I mean by that. I'm not saying I want another pandemic to happen like virus or some shit, and people dying from it. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is a situation where the government has to shut down, and we can go from paying bills for a small time because I'm going to heavily capitalize on it. Remember I said that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking like right on cue that shit is about to happen, bro. You're already seeing, folks are starting to become concerned about some kind of retaliation to Iran and shit like that. Apple is starting to close down a few stores and stuff already because of that situation, and a couple of other companies. And I think if this stuff keep going on and escalating, it might cause an economic collapse that we might go into another crash, like another 2008 situation. And I'm telling people, you need to be prepared. Like right now, you need to be stocking up on gold, get you a lot of food and stuff like that while you can. Don't be bullshitting right now. You need to be saving up right there. Cause I'm telling you, shit is not looking good.
Well, you know, man, we already at the bottom. You know, at the bottom of the vibration totem pole. So when it's bad for everybody, we kind of thrive because we already so used to, you know, living at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Again, of the vibration totem pole, not so much the financial totem pole, although it's a connection to be made there too. So, I mean, I'm just for, I guess I could have just said it this way. I'm for anything that'll bring us closer together, even unfortunately, if it's catastrophe, tragedy, and stuff like that. If that's what it takes for us to work together as a community, so be it. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? You know, if we not going to stick together until we get to the edge of the cliff, then let's get to the edge of the cliff. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it's a high possibility that can happen. Another bio leak or whatever to shut everything down, and here we are again.
So yeah, I agree with, you know, of course we'll thrive because we're used to already, you know, not having nothing. But here's the problem where some more problems collide. You still need to be prepared because even though the other people, you know, might not be used to poverty like that, they still might be paying attention to, okay, yeah, this shit is about to crash. Let me stock up on this. Let me stock up on that so that I can be ahead of things. That's not typically how majority of us move. We get caught. Now, granted, we'll survive under any circumstance.
We will.
But like, bro, we can actually use this advantage to get ahead if we be prepared. Like content creation, unless they do something to mess up our internet services and stuff like that, and YouTube crash or some shit like that, content creation is going to be very big. Like this,
hell yeah, I'm with you.
For people to go ahead and push out content.
Right. Nobody does news better than us. Finish your thought, Jamie. My bad. I just couldn't hold that back. And when I say nobody does news better than us, I'm talking about pre-internet. I know a lot of y'all ain't old enough to remember how it was before. But in cities across this country, we're known for doing what? Being outside, on the block, chilling, and doing what, among other things? Talking about what's going on. That's us. From Memphis to New Orleans to Miami to LA, New York, Chicago, you name it. We're the outside people. No other community is known to be outside the way we used to be. Now, I know y'all generation wasn't really as, the millennials were to a degree. I think the 90 baby, you are the 90 babies. The
we
90
was
babies
outside.
Y'all was outside too?
Yeah, I spent my childhood outside.
There you go. So you can speak for the 90s.
Yeah,
so y'all
absolutely.
know how I'm saying, and what were y'all talking about when y'all was outside? Y'all was talking about stuff that's going on, whether it was local. So to your point, Jamie, we gonna be all right, especially with the content. Don't nobody do news better than us, bro. Nobody do, nigga. We exceed in telling you. Where do you think the slang with the T come from? I know that's a Black American woman thing, but T is a slang word for news. Nobody slang the tea or the coffee like us. Nobody. That's it.
Oh, 4 y'all was outside. Look at that.
We was outside born in 04.
Ain't no way in hell you was born in 04 and you was outside.
I was thinking that. I wasn't gonna say it.
He the age of the iPhone, damn near. He the same.
What?
I'm gonna say this. V Pitts. I mean, if you were a special breed, you and your like your side of town, did you grow up in the country perhaps? Because like that's not common for people that's born in 04. I'm gonna say that.
True, it's not. I agree with that. That's the iPhone generation right there. So MySpace, Facebook wasn't even out. I think Facebook did come out in 03, but MySpace for sure. So when that shit came out, everybody, what up, nephew? I see nephew. Shit, I was outside. Nephew say he was outside too. Shit, I was outside and I was born in 04. So that's Ghostin and Pitt saying they 04 babies. And so y'all helping our point that as a people, I'm glad y'all saying that. as a people, from the 04 babies on back to the 70 babies, we are known to be outside doing whatever we're doing and chopping it up. That's another slang phrase that comes from us. Chopping it up means going to get something to eat and talking about what's going on. That's the whole chop. Whether you're chopping up a steak, chicken, turkey, or a piece of salmon and talking about what's going on. You know, so we excel when it comes to that type of shit. And so I'm so grateful for the internet to provide us with that platform. I know people get fed up with the social media stuff, but I wouldn't trade it in for nothing. It's our way to share news stories within our community without going through mainstream media.
Yeah, it's definitely helping us in a lot of aspects too, because now social media, especially YouTube, well, I would say Instagram and TikTok is playing their parts in it as well. You know, and helping us be able to debunk a lot of the misleading news that they put on mainstream that are lies. Now we got another source to go to find out what the real truth is. Bro, we never would have known about this shit until if you know, social media didn't exist.
Right. Bro, as probably one of the few people that's old enough to remember the world before social media, dog, it would take weeks for stories to go from one city to the next. And Jamie, you made this point earlier. That's why New York reigned supreme, because all the stuff went to New York first, then LA. That's why they was calling this country in the South. You know why? Because it took weeks, sometimes months, for that shit to get down south. This is before the internet. So when the internet comes out in 96, and it really didn't become a powerhouse until like 2000, now everybody get the shit at the same time. Now Southern niggas can show they swag because we getting it at the same time New York niggas get it. You smell what I'm telling you? So that the internet changed this shit. And yeah, bro, it could be a trend. Y'all old enough to remember when the cousin may travel from a different city and they had a certain swag or style and they kind of rubbed off on wherever they came, but you had to wait for them to come. Oh, damn, nigga, where you got that from? Oh, yeah, they only selling this in New York. They only got these in LA. Now that shit is everywhere. You can order that shit through Amazon online and everybody get it at the same time. And it neutralized, you know, stuff like that for all of us. That's it,
all right, let me go ahead and address DeMarcus super chat. So he said, let's end this. If I was Michael or Branford, why would I go to Nate to try to talk to UAN TV to get unblocked, to get blocked again? Make that make sense. I'm gonna say this. To be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by this. So I kind of will need you to clear that up. Like, yeah, you did reach out to Nate to let me know that was going on, but I don't. The part where you're missing me is how does that prove that you're not him? I mean, because to be honest with you, Michael and Branford surfaced after that situation. Like, I wasn't dealing with Michael nor Branford before that, you know, happened. So
and DV, go ahead, Jamie. Finish your point.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Yeah, DV, man, we appreciate you, bro. You do donate the most at the same time, fam. If you are behind the Michael and Bradford thing, that's a huge distraction to what, dog. We doing some serious shit on these damn platforms. We talking about world power. You know, the same thing, the same way they murked Charlie Kirk, that can happen to anybody who's courageous enough to discuss these issues. And that's what we're doing. And we just don't need the distractions, fam. I'm going into a mental health space. And if there's any mental health issues, you can reach out to me behind the scenes, bro, and we'll get sorted out. But the distractions Bradford and Michael bring really is, it's almost like what a agent would do. And I'm not calling you that, yeah, it's like this shit too heavy for us to be getting distracted by shit that's not. It's certain things I be almost. Wisdom is knowing when to use knowledge. Knowledge can be a gift or a curse. I got that out of the book of Enoch. Knowledge can be a gift. We put so much emphasis on knowledge. Knowledge can be a gift or a curse because you can use knowledge at the wrong time. Wisdom is knowing when to use knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So we on this path. That's why sometimes y'all see us hesitant to say certain stuff because it might not be the right time to say it. But back to you, DB. I mean, come on, man. We appreciate you, but work with us.
Yeah, just piggyback on what you were saying. That's what we was trying to tell Cairo that statement we had. Remember when she was like, "Why? he was talking about why would God want to prevent us from gaining knowledge? What you just said is a perfect example of why.
Absolutely. I've seen it, bro. I've seen it in real time. A person use knowledge at the wrong time, whether it was by accident or on purpose. It was the wrong time to say what you just said, and that's wisdom, knowing when to say use knowledge. So yeah, now you right on with that. I'm glad you addressed that. I do remember her saying that. What up, all I see for me? All I see done joined the chat. Nephew
Yes.
Ghost. I love this platform. I can tell, nephew, I can feel your energy through this damn technology. I love this platform. The mix of topics is amazing. I hope this doesn't go. We're not going, if y'all rock with us, we gonna grow together. Told y'all, Jamie gave me his blessing to do a spinoff. I don't want to go nowhere. I mean, if I do a spinoff, I hope it could be on this platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's, we're creating a congregation, a community. Y'all know how hard that is to do, especially in the era where everybody is encouraged to embrace their selfish nature, and humans are selfish by nature. It's the reason that the powers, the elites are doing that. Hey, give these motherfuckers everything. Give them a selfie stick. Give them everything they need to not get together. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us gathering together like this. Give them niggas a selfie stick. Give them social media. Give them their own channel. Make them stay home. We don't want them gathering. Yeah, all I see for me, Talia. We got some great contributors from Nephew Ghostin to DV, SG. That's it, y'all.
Somebody commented and said, "How y'all?" I think it was DeMarcus. He said, "How y'all feel about Christy Noam being fired?" I don't feel nothing. To me, honestly, to be honest, she's the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. They've been doing a terrible job, wasting all our money. But yeah, when she was, this is what I found was interesting. When she was testifying before the Senate committee, they found out that her department transferred $143 million to a company that was incorporated 8 days before the contract, before they got the money, and that is owned by one of her friends. So essentially, she wrote her friend a government contract for $143 million to a business that her friend owns. Now, my question. Now, when the district attorney in Atlanta they were investigating her because they tried to allege that she was stealing taxpayer dollars to hire that dude, Nathan Wade. Yes. But you heard that? You see that? They were saying, "Oh, well, you paid him all this money as an attorney to work." And she was essentially paying him $250 an hour for him working on the case against Trump. You remember when she had that case against Trump?
Yeah.
So they was trying to allege that, that she was stealing taxpayer dollars, and it was conspiracy between her and him to essentially make all this money off the government. But then you get into Trump's administration, and you see that Christie asked and gave her friend a government contract for $143 million when this was changed when they was making the allegation about Fannie Lewis. Y'all need to apologize to Fannie Lewis.
Absolutely. And Fannie, shout out to Fannie. It's Willis, right? Is it Lewis or Willis?
It's Willis.
Yeah. I love how they did it. It's just that the emotions, the romantic companionship, they was able to track that down, and it cost that lady. That lady was a pit bull in the skirt. Like, she wasn't the dress. She ain't nothing to play with. Strong black woman. And it was unfortunate, but that's politics, you know what I'm saying? And
for me, I think that they just wanted something that they can latch in on.
And they say she had the strongest case against him. She had the strongest case.
She did. Yeah. She did, but to me, they needed something to make the allegation why this too should be dismissed. And unfortunately, it's not that I don't think that Fannie did anything wrong hiring him. Because the issue is that, okay, he's an attorney, I'm an attorney. I know him. I met him maybe 10 years ago. We dated off and on. I get this project. He's an attorney that I trust. He got experience in this. And I say, hey, join me on in this matter. What is unethical about that? They wasn't dating at the time she gave him the contract.
I think they kind of proved that they were.
They
Because I
did.
remember I actually watched that case. I was proud of what she did. It's just that she got caught slipping. So when they was able to pull receipts of them traveling together, I mean, she did what we
This was
supposed to
before
do.
the campaign, though. This was before she won district attorney. This was before the relationship ended. What it sounded like is that they started dating, they liked each other, they was dating, went on a few trips. They cut things off for like a year and a half, started back dating for a few more months, and then called it quits for good. And then maybe a year later, she hired him on to be the special counsel.
All right. So in retrospect, what would you have done different if you
Not a
rewind?
damn thing. Not a damn thing. Because if I was taking on a case like that, I would have tried to put him on too. Put everybody in his firm on if they had experience in
There you
doing the
go.
job.
His firm. It probably would have been better if she would have. And I'm not an
But
expert
he
in this.
owns
That's
the
why.
firm. It's his
All
firm.
right. So if he owns the firm, and again, we're just doing this in retrospect. It wouldn't have been more proof. I mean, more. It would have been better if she would have hired somebody from his firm and not him, right?
Well, he's the only attorney. He's the only attorney in his firm. He
Gotcha.
has his own firm.
Okay.
So she did. She hired him. She hired the firm. And so when you hire the firm, what you get? You get me as an attorney to
From
work on this
your
case.
memory, because I'm just pulling from memory right now. Do you remember what was the best evidence they had against her and the dude?
So what they were alleging was that he paid for all their trips and all of that when they were dating, and in return for that, what he got out of the deal was that she brought him on to this case, so he like got him a job, on this case. That's what they were alleging.
Okay.
But it wasn't no more than $10,000 they spent. I think they went to Aruba. They had a
Yeah,
cruise or some
yeah,
shit. Like it was probably like 3 trips. It
no
wasn't a
shit.
lot of money. It was like a $10,000
Let,
total.
let me put this on record and say it to the world. She did what I don't want to say I'm gonna speak for myself. What I wish more Black American women did for they men.
Yeah.
However, she got caught up doing it. I wish she would have crossed the T's and dotted the I's so it didn't turn out that way. But she did what we asked y'all to do, and that's just look out, take care of the community. She did that. So yeah, it's a
Put
salute.
him on.
Yeah, there you go. That's a better way to say it, Solo.
She
She
put him
put him,
on.
and that's what we need to do as a community. Let's just do it the flawless way, the right way, so we don't go through what she went through. Even if it was a political hit job,
It was
let's
definitely a political
learn
job.
from her case, pinpoint where they got her at, and then move forward. Because all the other communities do it anyway. So I
All
was
the
most proud of her.
time.
Yeah, she put a
They hire
Black
each
man
other
on.
first. They don't even put up for hiring signs. I know
Right,
who I'm gonna hire. I've already texted my cousin, and she said
right.
she in there.
Hood and one without being. God damn.
She already texted my cousin. She said she's available.
Without being.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one. Hold on. Shit. Let me
The
try this.
Dow 500. I don't understand why you all are laughing. It depends on what you thought we was laughing at. Hey,
Hold up.
my bad, Jay.
No, I'm
Pandemic.
testing something real quick. No, it's still there. Right.
Pan Bondi does need to be next, but they're gonna sacrifice their political career for Trump's ass.
Yeah. I love you all. This deserves to be read. From all I see from me. I
That's
love
for
you
sure.
all. Yeah, I love all y'all UANs, y'all my people and village. Stop the BS in my Pimp C voice. My mental gets better when y'all go live. Been going through A&S, y'all get me better. That's what it's all about. All I see. This stuff is therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? I'm so proud of our community embracing the podcast. Well, if you just want to And there's so many reasons for us to do it. So thanks for sharing that comment. And you confirming that it is therapeutic for our community. A lot of us hold shit in. And here's a way for us to get some of this. It's what I appreciate the most about coming on. All this stuff I've been learning over the decades, not years. I get to share this stuff, get it out my system, my soul, and put it somewhere. And I feel relieved after we do these shows. I'm relieved. Okay, I got that shit out. I shared it with my people. It ain't just in the private conversation. And now I can move on to the next thing. So, yeah.
The Dow being 500 also, I mean, doesn't really matter too much to me because I'm prepared for it. You missed it when I talked about this. I'm ready for that motherfucker to crash.
Yeah, me too, Jane. Let that motherfucker crash. We're going to be all right.
I'm going to keep laughing. Go ahead, motherfucker.
We're going to be all right, fam. That's one thing I have.
If you prepared for that shit, it's not going to matter to you like
Bro, I'm from the part of the country where hurricanes are known to hit, right? This is where some of my confidence come from. When hurricanes hit South Florida, we be out after that shit has before and after, nigga, we outside barbecuing, we got the grills out, everybody else in panic mode. And that's how I know we gonna be. Nigga, I'm talking about when Hurricane Katrina, because Hurricane Katrina hit South Florida too. It did more damage to New Orleans, but it came through. So that showed me from real life experience, we gonna be all right. When tragedy hits, we come together and we out there with the grills, we chilling, 6-packs, coolers, while everybody else is in panic mode, ready to jump off the bridge. We like, man, we used to this shit. They look at us like, why is the nigga so comfortable? Huh?
That's kind of how this is not. I'm not really proud to say this, but that's kind of how it is for us in Memphis when we hear shootings and shit, bro. Because I bullshit you not. In college, whenever it wasn't like people just shot a lot, and it was a lot of shootings in college. But when it did happen, like my friends that used to be around me and stuff like that, like for instance, Gary Payton's son, me and him were good friends in college. When they heard the shit, they was running and stuff like that, and they noticed that I was just walking and not giving it back. And they was like, "Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, "Bro, where I come from, we hear that shit all the time.
All the
only
time.
thing we concerned about is are they shooting at us?"
Right. I heard that.
I'm just being
it's an unfortunate insensitivity, but I get it, bro. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Like you used to that shit. It's second nature. Yeah. Oh, no, our only concern is they shooting at us. Though they not, okay, we'll be all right.
That's how it was when I was in Jamaica for the hurricane. Every time I go on social media, everybody was panicking. The Jamaicans was out selling food, selling food. Yep. They was outside chilling, drinking, hanging out. Everybody in panic. Oh, it's catastrophic. The Jamaicans outside
chilling. And there was a whole lot of them in South Florida. So I know what you mean. Whether they're doing it in Jamaica or South Florida, it's the culture. Like, hey, man, bro, we don't leave until that motherfucking hurricane is right on the damn beach.
That's it. That's exactly it.
We don't pull the shutters down until that motherfucker is on the beach. Hey, man, it's on Hollywood Beach. Y'all can go ahead and pull the shutters down.
Yeah. They didn't start taking it serious until it was literally rainy and windy. It was like 40, 50 miles per hour winds. That's when everybody went in the house and was like, all right, y'all, here she come.
Here it come. That's right.
Here it come.
And you was over there when that happened, Solo, or you were just watching it on social?
Yeah, no, I was stuck in Jamaica when Hurricane Melissa came.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a different experience there. Yeah.
What's the next famine? What's the next pandemic, Jamie?
I think it's gonna be look. I think it gonna either be a major crash in the American economy that we gonna like everything gonna shut down and stuff like that, and we gotta figure this shit out, or it could be a cyber attack from the goddamn I'm gonna say it from the damn Chinese. And that shit shut us down. But I think one of those are absolutely coming.
Well,
like I said, niggas, don't be afraid. Don't panic. We used to this shit like that.
Yeah, we used to it. Yeah, bro.
We've been poor before. Look, we've been poor before.
Yeah.
That's why when they say, what if they take out your money? I ain't scared to be poor again, to be broke again. Like, that's not the worst thing in the world. Not to me.
Yeah.
I can go get some bread, some turkey, and some chips, and eat that for dinner a few times. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Man,
I ain't fucked
I'm gonna
up
have to
diet.
go find me a designated farm or something. It's gonna be hard for me on that department.
Mine.
Stack up on some beans and a whole bunch of beans,
Rice.
rice, and goddamn.
Yeah, and then we share more. Like
That's so.
when we not in the struggle, we stunting on each other. But when we know it's up, like we got each other back. Hey, you all right? Y'all good over there? Hey, send some, whatever it is they need. So yeah.
I see that a lot in Memphis. In Phoenix, they ain't got no damn culture. But in Memphis, that's for sure.
Yep. All I see
So
from these.
man, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens after this. I wonder, is Trump going? Is he gonna be narcissistic, or is he gonna come back as a human?
But that's what they're playing. I mean, this is from an intelligence perspective. It's very interesting because they're playing into his narcissism. Is as far as prepping him up to be the Antichrist, whether he knows it or not. And if he don't know it, I hope I didn't just spoil it. But they're playing into that. Because remember, and we've had this discussion on here, Jews believe, when I say Jews, I'm talking about us. We believe in the Messiah. Christians believe in the Antichrist. So they're playing into the whole Antichrist theory of, hey, prop him up. Once we take Iran out, we'll prop Trump up as a war hero, if you will. But he don't know it's going to come across as the Antichrist, the false Messiah. But if they got him thinking, hey, Trump, after you do this, when you complete this mission, you're the Messiah, Trump. Not knowing you being set up to be the Antichrist, homie. And then, as I think we all agree, the Messiah comes after the Antichrist. But in the Old Testament, there is no Antichrist. It's just the Messiah. In Christianity, you get the Antichrist, the false Messiah. So did that make sense, y'all? Like, he's pretty much they're playing him like, hey man, when we get past Iran, you pretty much the Messiah, buddy. And if his narcissism buys into that, he don't realize, okay, you actually just got set up to be the Antichrist.
That's a good point.
It doesn't make did I articulate that well enough? It doesn't make sense how I'm saying.
I understood it, but yeah,
okay. Because Jamie, remember, our difference is, even with you and me, you go as far as Revelation, which includes the Antichrist. I stop at John. I don't go that far.
But the Antichrist is spoken upon in more books way before Revelation.
Right. It is.
In fact, I think it's in John too, if I'm not mistaken.
It might be. I think it comes after. I think you might be right on that. But I know it's in Thessalonians. But does that make sense? So now we're looking at them, and that's some sensitive stuff I just put out there. So y'all pray for me. So if he remember what kind of gave me the social cue to speak on it is when Solo said something about narcissism. So if you tell a narcissist, hey man, when you help us get past Iran, bro, you're gonna be the biggest hero in human history. I mean, war hero ain't good enough. You're gonna be the Messiah, Trump. You're gonna be the Christ. How does that sound to you? And the narcissist is gonna take that bait. Y'all hear me? So when he take that bait,
true, they'll start feeding into shit that they once upon a time knew wasn't the truth, but they'll actually start to believe the fuckery that's being spewed to them. For sure. I've seen it on multiple occasions before.
So do y'all think with his level of narcissism, will he take the bait or not?
He already took the bait starting the war.
So there you go.
But I'm gonna say this though. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people, and I'm sure Trump has had to have heard this himself before. that people are looking at him to be the Antichrist. So there's no way I can not see him not hearing about it. Like my mama been saying it, and a couple of other people I know.
Jamie, I got to give you credit, bro. You put it on my mental, and I was batting it down like, nah, ain't no way in the world Trump going. It ain't gonna be Trump. It's too obvious for it to be Trump. But as you've said before, when you allow a little time to go by, I'm all in on it now. And it's crazy that we could speak about this openly because we know his narcissism is still gonna lead him into accepting that bait. And this, if y'all know anything about fishing, it's going to be a bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? So to your credit to you and anybody else who have put that out there, it just took me some time I like to see the crystal clear vision of it.
Well, let me say this. I didn't necessarily say he's the Antichrist. I didn't say that. I said I believe it's coming out of his camp.
You did? Okay. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe he is him. I think somebody close to him will emerge to be that.
Okay. And is that because it's too obvious for him to step on the world? Because he's in the position to step on the world stage and claim. Remember, according to the Torah, no, not the Torah, according to the prophets of the Old Testament, it's a military leader. Trump is a military leader. But when we get caught up in the Judah and all this stuff, we're expecting it to be one of us. But if you look at it through Christian theology, it can be him. And he's already in the position to do that. And he done got this popping sooner than we expected. So all it would take is for them to get Iran out of the way. And then for them to, remember he made the move from Tel Aviv to, when he moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Those are all Christ the Messiah moves.
Yes, but this is the problem with even in the Christian book and stuff like that. Like the Christians don't teach this and stuff like that. That's because a lot of them don't actually fucking read the Bible and comprehend it. I'm just being honest. But it tells you in Revelation, it tells you who the Antichrist is and where it will come from. It literally breaks it down to a degree if you know how to read it. It tells you that it's going to come out of the Roman Catholic Church. So unless Trump is from there, which he is not, to my knowledge, it is not him.
All right. I don't have nothing to add to that because unless
it says they're gonna be sitting on. It says seeing a beast rise from out of the sea, having 10 horns, and 7 heads and 10 horns. The 10 horns, and then later on in Revelation, it describes it as the 10 horns represents 10 kingdoms, and the 7 heads represents 7 mountains, which the beast sits upon. What is only one place in the world that a kingdom that sits upon 7 mountains? That is the Roman Catholic Church. And then it also talks about it receiving a fatal wound to the head, but recovers. And what it means by that is basically, when you get hit by a fatal wound, especially to the head, what typically happens? You die, right? So, but it says it's going to recover from it. So the Roman Empire did get defeated and went down, right? They got destroyed,
right?
But they're still here somehow. They're not nowhere near the power they once were, but they still were able to stick around. What I'm telling you is, remember, I told you eventually the Roman Catholic Church is going to rise up. They've been the ones controlling stuff in the shadows anyways. That's the reason why I also said when you ask who's more powerful between the Roman Catholic Church and the fake, the people that we don't supposed to be talking about, I told you it's the Roman Catholics. Because these are the people that people aren't aware of. They're not speaking about them, which is where you're in a way better position to do damage when people are unaware of you. So eventually, that's the reason why I said it might play out the way you were saying about Trump putting them in the front lines to be able to get taken out. And if that does happen, that's when the other people, the Catholic Church, will show.
Man, some interesting stuff. Yeah. All right.
And that would be the fatal wound to the head being healed that it talks about in Revelation.
Now I haven't seen. I mean, people pulling up all kind of old quotes, from past leaders talking about what's going on right now. So I'll wait to actually share that. I don't want to put that out there yet, but it's some interesting times.
Hell yeah. Very interesting times is happening. Some of this shit happening way faster than you would have thought it would.
Yeah, bring it on. And that's the thing, those people over there, they want to do what they can do to bring in the Messiah, to usher in the Messiah as soon as they can. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they want to do whatever's necessary to bring about the Messiah. The people we're not supposed to talk about. Because that kind of puts them, or at least they believe it will put them in a superior position. The sooner you can do it.
Now, Trump could possibly qualify for the person of what they call in Christianity the false prophet.
That's what I was just saying. Well, you said prophet, so that would be the false.
The false prophet and the Antichrist is not the same person.
It's not the same. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, they're not the same. Basically, the false prophet is the one that is the false prophet is the one that's going to basically encourage the others that the quote unquote Antichrist or the beast is the Messiah. The thing, if the Roman Catholic Church, because keep in mind, Trump is, I believe he's he's going to be, remember what my brother was talking about them trying to force you to worship on Sunday. And if it does come to that, Trump, I could see Trump being pro worshiping on Sunday. I absolutely can see that.
Yeah,
so
same
if
here.
If that does come to pass, and that happens, he could force, the people like, okay, the Catholics are the people that gave us the Bible. They doing this and doing that, shaping them up to look like some motherfuckers that they not. And be like, so we're going to follow what they're saying and worship on Sunday. Because they tried to accomplish this before. This is not the first time. They tried it under Reagan as well. But it failed. So I could see them trying it again with Trump and succeeding possibly. And if that does happen like that, now he will be fulfilling the false prophet part of them, which talks about forcing you to worship the image of the beast. What is the beast? The beast is, as I already told y'all, is the Roman Catholic Church. So the beast, the false prophet, which could turn out to be Trump, force you to worship the image of the beast, which is wrong. Their image is, Satan, and they're going to force you to worship on Sunday, which God already told us the day of worship is Saturday.
Right. The Sabbath day, which is the seventh. Right. The seventh day.
Right.
I hear you. All right. Kenny 2K just tapped in under DeMarcus big eye bow tie. What up, nephew? Kenny 2K in the house. All right. Yeah, so we cracking this code.
Let me read some of these comments. He said, do y'all see the Samson episode where they talked about unalignment while Donald Trump was president? I haven't seen that, but I have heard about it. Donald Trump want to be greater than JFK himself. I'm sure he does. Pray for the truth. Who would y'all say is the best president we ever had? I don't know, man. Me personally. The seven heads could also be talking about the seven world powers: China, France, Germany, No, Italy, Japan, Russia, United States, United Kingdom, the United States, India. Well, as I said, Power Fan 5, it tells you, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's in Revelation 15. I can look for it. It kind of breaks it down and tells you exactly what it is. It says the seven heads represent seven mountains. Also, each nation symbol is that of a beast. USA is an eagle, Russia is a bear. That is true. That is true. But see, that's the 10 kingdoms that it was talking about. So you're kind of confusing it. It talks about seven heads, which it later on says is the mountains, and then it says the 10 heads, the 10 horns. I meant, which is represents 10 kingdoms. That's the part you're talking about, which USA, Russia, etc. will be named. Like you're partially right, but that's the representation of the horns, not the heads. What's good with you, Kenny? Oh yeah, my boy Buckets. I ain't acknowledged when he came in. What's up with you? Y'all niggas is funny. Hold up, I didn't know the solo gone.
What happened to Solo?
I don't know. She gone.
All right, let me take that off. All right, there we go.
But yeah, pretty much we don't cover everything. We got some any other closing remarks. We can throw that out there.
All right. It's just interesting.
How long do y'all think the
nephew
war?
mentioned something about. I hope this shit press the reset button. I'll go ahead and say it.
Because gas prices rising. Yeah, gas price definitely rising for sure.
Yeah, we need a reset, y'all. So I'm in favor of it going as long as it takes for us to press the reset button on this crazy ass world.
Right.
I think that's the only way we really going to get closer to,
Ali, yes, I actually got a video that I'm about to release soon as I get out here, and I got a few others to make. I'm gonna try to get them out before the live, but I definitely got to have a lead after hours live tonight.
Right, SG, another world reboot. We just whatever we go through, y'all. Well, I know for sure we're gonna stick together when tragedy and catastrophe happens. So I don't have no doubt about that. He said my homie in Qatar right now sent me vids of the bombs. Qatar, I'm trying to remember. Is Qatar a city or a country? I can't remember if it's I know Qatar is one of the places Iran hit. But yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. Gas. Yep, gas about to go up.
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess.
Kenny, you got to send your link to the music too, man. I know I'm an old head, but I'm still a hip hop kid at heart, man. I want to check out some of your stuff. Yeah, I was okay. You say it's a country. Yeah, my 20s. I think I moved on from the hip hop rap world like in my early 30s, about 33, 34, something like that. But that's still what my heart is, man. I still mentor some younger artists and try to provide guidance, with them. Um, all right, bet you. Nah, I'm not in the Discord. I see y'all putting that out there, but I just don't know how to Or if anything, send it to Jamie, and I have Jamie send me the link so I can check out your content. I only heard like 1 or 2 songs, and they were pretty cool. You remind me of the little homies. You know, that's where I'm from doing anything. Yeah. All right, let's see. Lose our minds or something happened to Chat GPT. That's DV. His fans already dubbed him as Emperor. That's SG. Down. That's Talia. Okay. So that's it, Jan. We hit all the topics.
Yeah, we pretty much did. He said this is why you got to check out Cross and Paradise because they actually speak on these situations. Yeah, that's your second time hearing that, and I ain't gonna lie, DeMarcus, it just been tough doing it, bro. Because I've been covering so much shit. I be having only so much time, like trying to balance out auditions, classes,
so many hours in the day.
Keeping up with some of this political shit, keeping up with what Raising Canaan got to go on, then making the videos for that, individual videos, then doing the separate lives that I be doing. I don't have that much time, yeah. I'm just saying. Right. That's why I must say, Mark Dark, I gotta give that dude some props on how he be keeping up with all these damn shows. But what it is for him though, he probably just watch it one time and then write notes down and just do his videos after that and just keep it pushing. Like he don't do deep dissections of the shows and stuff like I do, I would say. So that's probably how he's able to keep up. And of course, he don't do political stuff. He don't do, religion stuff. He also, don't do lives. So that's how he's able to balance his time to be able to still do it. I do NBA content too. So I do way too much. So it's hard for me to watch all of this shit. I got to pick and choose on what it is I can watch. But I did watch a few episodes across. I watched like maybe 3 to 4 episodes. You say you think about that, get them early and make videos ahead of time.
Pray for the troops for sure. Jamie, you saw that clip where the black soldier was inviting the UNs to come get on the battlefield. I mean the YNs, the YGs and the YNs.
You said what?
He was like, y'all love to flash your guns, shoot and kill people. We got a job for you. It kind of went viral. You didn't see
some
it yet?
Some white dude said that like a little while, like months ago, last year sometime. He was saying that for all the war that's going on in Iran, I'm telling you, you got a lot of people. It's right there in Memphis, Tennessee. They'll take out the whole business. He said, I think I still got that video in my phone. He was like, I'm telling you, they ain't playing down there.
yeah, for real.
Hell yeah, I was like, but nah, they need to stay put. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't y'all jump in that bullshit war.
Who would y'all say is the best president we ever had? I'd probably say Lincoln. I'll have to say Abraham Lincoln.
Trump claimed he the best since Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly. Trump said he the best since Lincoln. And depending on how this turned out, if he lead us to a reset, I have to put him in that top 5. I won't say right after Lincoln, but that's what I'm hoping for, man.
If he give us that reset, this is how I look at it, and that's where I think me and certain people bump heads, but I don't give a damn, as y'all know. This is why I say what I say. If, like you said, if he give us that reset, and this ends up, regardless of how it happened, regardless if it's his intentions, if his moves that he's doing ends up ending with us being back on top, he the greatest. That man go there for that shit. What are we talking about? And I told my mama this shit, right? Months ago. And of course, majority of the people, unfortunately, that leans Democrat and Christian, they have very stubborn mindsets. And it's hard for them to hear anything that's not aligning with what they want to hear. I'm just keeping it 100. But later when I was down there, like maybe 2-3 months ago, possibly, maybe a little longer than that. But anyways, she finally was listening enough for me to kind of get out my thoughts of why I be saying the stuff I be saying. And she kind of somewhat agreed. Because what I was telling her is like, bro, whether Trump is willingly doing it or not doesn't matter. But what I believe is happening is God is putting Trump in the position to put us back on top. I'm not saying it's his intentions to do that.
Right.
But he's still doing it.
He's still doing it. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for certain.
So that's how I always looked at it.
We'll take it however it come. I hear you. However it come, we'll take it. Yep.
An inmate of Benton County Jail. This call is being monitored and recorded. If you are an attorney or require this call to be confidential, please hang up now and contact an inmate of Benton County Jail. For account approval, press 1 to accept. Press 8 to block calls from this inmate.
I feel you on that. You know, I get them calls too.
What it do, nephew? Just chilling. Just chilling. Everything good?
What's y'all? You made it down there?
Yeah.
You said you sent Mark Dark information too. What do you mean? Yeah, that's your good. That nigga funny. He said even hold the phone up like a old ass nigga. This man funny as hell. Oh shit. Yes, sir. It is, man. It's definitely getting crazy. Hey, for sure though. Like I was saying though, y'all, I'm about to get ready to go and jump up off here. We at that 2-hour mark. Oh, you saying you sent him information? I got you. I'm about to hop up off here and prepare for some of my other stuff. I got a few videos I'm about to be dropping. I'm about to drop one of them within the next 30 minutes, probably. It's gonna be talking about rock ass getting up out of here. So make sure y'all check this shit out. And then I got a few other ones that's gonna touch on Jukebox becoming a cop, Snappers and Pop getting their ass up out of here, and things like that. And we're gonna have a live a little later today. But anyways, I'm gonna catch y'all folks later on tonight. I'm up out of here.
All right, Jane.
All right.